Tyson, I like Mike a lot, and he does come by my gym once in a while to say hello and visit.
I used to train Tyson. I really like Mike, and he occasionally stops by my gym to say hello, visit, and other things. But then all of a sudden he starts fighting, and I'm not sure if that's a good thing. The well-known boxing trainer Freddie Roach claimed that YouTuber Jake Paul's skills were only adequate. According to Rose, Paul is preparing for his highly anticipated fight with boxing legend Mike Tyson next month. The fight was originally scheduled for the summer, but Tyson had to postpone his return due to a swollen ulcer, which meant his doctor advised him to cease training. As he prepares to fight in November, Mike is back in the gym and feeling fantastic. Tyson champion, up to 90,000 fans are anticipated to attend the much-anticipated clash on November 15 at Arlington's at&T Stadium. In 2020, Tyson, who had not competed professionally since 2005 after losing to Kevin McBride, returned for an exhibition bout against Dry Jones Jr. without any spectators. Meanwhile, Pole 27 just defeated experienced UFC fighter SP Mike Perry in July. After the bout was made public, the boxing community has been very angry, especially after Tyson withdrew from the agreement. July date following his 2020 professional debut, notable opponents that Paul has defeated include Anderson Silva and Tyrone Woodley. 2 years ago, Paul went to Roach's wildcard gym. The famous boxing coach later said something about how the young American prepared for the fight in a club fight. He said the kid was fine. I don't know him personally, and I've never actually met him. He asked if they could use a ring while he was in my gym, and it was a strange coincidence that I told him they could. His only losses were to Nate Diaz and Ben Arzon, who lost to Tommy Fury last year before his fight with Silva. Roach Iron claims that Tyson appeared completely unconcerned with the presence of the troublesome child when he occurred to attend the gym on the same day as Paul, the well-known boxer. In an interview with Tieber, Paul clapped back and denied ever sparring at Rose Place, saying, "First and foremost, I saw what Freddie Roach was saying about me sparring at his gym, and second, I've never trained at Wildcard Gym." Before leaving, Mike took one look at Paul and decided to look through the photos. He watched 30 seconds of him sparring and asked Freddie if we could go down to see the pictures because he knows that's where the great shots are. He was less interested than I was. I've never been viewed by Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson wasn't at the gym when I sparred with him. Mike Tyson wasn't there when I went to Wild Card once to discuss a meeting for my brother's press conference, so it's just Freddie Roach expanding. The former undisputed world champion claims to be in good health and has recently shared multiple training videos to prove it. Fans have responded by supporting Tyson to upset the odds next month, and Tyson also seems to have the support of British heavyweight Joe Joyce, who said, "Let's go, Mike." This is especially true because Mike and I friends boxing fans have informed Jake Paul that he still has time to withdraw from his fight with Mike Tyson, and critics have been harsh in their criticism of the fight. Paul added fair play in his response to the footage that shows Tyson using weights for exercise. "Mike Hulk, you look amazing, but I'm still up." Tyson posted a self-portrait video. 20 days ago, Loring, a sparring partner, gave fans a sneak peek at his training schedule. However, the videos mainly included short bursts of action, making watchers wonder about his endurance. Despite the fact that the fight is regarded as a professional event, Tyson and Paul will square off in an 8-round contest on November 15th, with each round lasting 2 minutes. Both fighters will be using Don Fortino gloves. Sean Kilroy, Tyson's longtime friend and manager of Muhammad Ali, told Tyson, "I think this is amazing. This impressed the hell out of me. Nothing does you know what I'm going to tell you the truth. I did not lie." Expressing his admiration for the legend's work in the gym, "This is the most powerful I have ever seen or watched, and I have known you since you were 13 years old," he said. "I'm pleased of you, Mike. I was worried about him flying back and forth, but now I can sleep at night. I'm proud of you because it's a new kind of combat sports. Few fights generate as much intrigue and excitement as one between well-known athletes like Mike Tyson and Jake Paul, who have quite different histories. Their fierce clash not only demonstrates their personal rivalry, but also the evolving nature of boxing, where celebrity influence is becoming more and more significant. Both boxes are driven by an unwavering desire to win the ring. He should be lean and mean, but instead he's overweight and weird. I thought, did you start training already? When I noticed that he was overweight with his shirt off. I know, I said, but you're not Buster Douglas. He's not going to win. He is incapable of knocking out Diaz, Nick. How is Nick Diaz going to knock me out when he weighs 40 pounds? With his flashy style and propensity for attacking, former YouTube sensation Jack Paul has built a name for himself in the professional boxing world. Instead of only being active on social media, he has made a name for himself as a legitimate contender. His triumphs over former boxing champions like Ben Aron and Tyrone WLY have raised questions about his legitimacy in the sport, but his knockout skills and intense training have garnered him recognition from both supporters and detractors, solidifying his position in the sport. In contrast, Mike Tyson is a legendary boxer who won the title of youngest heavyweight champion in history and is renowned for his unadulterated strength and menacing demeanor. After a difficult journey filled with personal struggles and legal troubles, Tyson's dominance in the late 1980s was characterized by a string of stunning knockouts and an atmosphere that made his opponents fearful. Tyson has put together an incredible comeback, taking part in demonstration fights and maintaining a significant presence in the boxing arena. His breadth of knowledge and experience contrasts sharply with Paul's youthful bluster, which sets the atmosphere for a brutal showdown. What else is the guy up to? Silva, Anderson, he never knocked out a real man. He didn't knock out those tiny guys. How are you going to knock me out? Who did he knock out? He knocked out little children. In the meantime, Eddie Hearn has referred to Jake Paul's merry match with Mike Tyson as dangerous, irresponsible, and insulting to boxing. Former heavyweight champion Tyson, 58, has not fought in professional boxing since 2005, but 27-year-old Paul, who transitioned from YouTube celebrity to boxing, has an impressive record of 10 wins in 11 professional fights. Come on, I can't even get mad at this guy because everyone knows that he's talking out of his ass and stealing money. Come on, I'm up here just stealing money and I'm going to finish him. Hearn has said that he will depart before the main event begins, but he still plans to go to TNT Stadium to cheer on Katie Taylor in her eagerly awaited rematch with Amanda Serrano. The Matchroom manager admitted to BBC Sport that it was quite depressing to watch them when Mike Tyson left the sport 20 years ago after being shot completely dead. Arriving from Brooklyn 20 years ago in 1986, at the age of 20, Tyson made headlines by defeating Trevor Beck to become the youngest heavyweight champion in history. Following year, he solidified his status as the first boxer to simultaneously hold the WBA, WBC, and IBF titles, a unique accomplishment in the sport that persisted until he faced fellow veteran Roy Jones Jr. in an exhibition match in 2020. Eddie Hearn, who performed with Iron Mike at a previous concert in August in Los Angeles, anticipates a potentially disappointing return. He's 58 years old, and I'm in one of my favorite bouts ever. He went on to say that even if they are in different stages of life, you only need to talk to him and look at him to know that he shouldn't be back in the ring. Jake adamantly defended his choice to face Tyson, claiming that his skill set evens the odds. Hearn, who is adamantly against Paul and launched a defamation suit against him in October 2022 after the United States accused him of paying boxing judges, has a court hearing scheduled for this month. Hearn went on to say that if I were Jake Paul, I would be a little embarrassed to admit that it was a mistake. This is risky, dangerous, and, in my opinion, degrading to boxing. The match was originally scheduled for July 20th, but it was postponed owing to Tyson's Aller flare-up. Hearn continued by saying that they ought to have seen they were making a mistake at this point. I am among those who adore dollar bills, but the green-eyed monster may occasionally make poor decisions, and this seems to be one of them. The impending Tyson vs. Paul showdown, which will be aired live on Netflix, has significant commercial potential and broad appeal. Has a substantial social media following with 0.8 million YouTube subscribers and 6.8 million Instagram followers. Paul is a very active figure on the internet. Since becoming friends with Paul, Serrano's boxing career has taken off, and she currently works as an official member of his promotions firm and frequently makes appearances on the undercards of his events. Paul's involvement in planning the landmark 2020 to customize fight at Madison Square Garden, which became a turning point in boxing history, was one of their most noteworthy achievements. Despite his concerns over the main event, he continues to be an ardent supporter of matchroom boxes. Taylor's appearance in the starting lineup for what could be considered the most significant match in history